This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Ohara Davies. Ohara, you're back, mate.
I told you, I've been in boxing 14 years now. Before any of you guys was in boxing, before any of you guys knew what boxing was, I was doing a boxing.
Yeah, but you led us to all to believe that you was done after Adam
Oh,
Azim.
I was done. I'm actually messaged Lee about a month, a month before the fight, and I said to Lee, listen, Lee, win, lose or draw, I'm done. And I was done, but then this good opportunity came up to go fight in Ghana, and I couldn't turn it down.
Is this a one and done thing, or is Ohara Davies properly back?
In my mind, I said to myself, listen, I'm gonna have this one fight. I'm gonna see how I feel and then we take it from there. But listen, I'm loving the training, I'm loving my new team and I'm back. I'm back.
Where are you training, Ohara?
I'm training at the Origin gym. It's the same gym where Mark Tibbs is based out from where he trains Johnny Fisher, Giorgio Visioli, Finley James, but I'm training with Martin Malcolmson and Junior Saba. These two coaches are not known as of yet, but with their expertise and their knowledge in boxing, I feel like they're going to be, well-known boxing coaches in no time.
And Junior's been a big friend of yours, slash trainer, slash bit of a mentor, hasn't he, for the past, well,
Yeah, a
five
long
plus
time,
years?
a long time. I've known Junior a hell of a long time. Over 10 years I've known him.
Right, so Friday, the 13th of June, Ghana is where you do step back in the ring. Coming back to an eight rounder at £147. So a new
Mhm.
weight division for you.
Yeah, Matt, it's a new weight class, but listen, don't be surprised if you see me competing at like middleweight after this fight because I'm not going to struggle to make weight no more. That's one thing I said. I'm going to make welterweight for this fight. If I find it hard, I'm going straight up to like middleweight because at this age and at this point in my boxing career, I'm not going to fight to make weight no more. Making weight has been the hardest fight so far of my boxing career. It's been harder than any fight I've had.
What part of your career did you really start struggling with making £140?
The hardest I made it was when I fought Lewis Ritson. When I fought Lewis Ritson, listen, it was bad. It was bad for that fight. And listen, I just couldn't make it. I'm on a running machine on the day of the weigh-in, and the weight just wasn't coming off. I had a hot bath. The weight just wasn't coming off. And when it was time to go get on the scales, I was so weak out. And then I remember I see Barry Smith, and then I like Barry Smith. I've known him for years. He gave me a hug. How you doing? Ah, my legs almost collapsed. My legs almost collapsed. And then I got weighed in. I went back to the hotel room. I couldn't even eat. I fell asleep on the bed. I couldn't eat. After that weigh-in, I was done. How I managed to win that fight, I don't know, because even in the fight, I didn't recover. That 36 hours I had or whatever, it wasn't enough time for me to get all my strength back. And I only won that fight because Lewis Ritson was done.
Fast forward from Lewis Ritson to Barroso. Barroso was only, what, 17 months ago? And that was when you was on the cusp of a world title. Do you think people have kind of got to remember that it was only two fights ago you were knocking on doors for world titles?
Yeah, but you know how it goes in boxing, people say you're only as good as your last fight, and they forget about you because now they got so many new guys coming through. It's just how it is in boxing now, Once you get beat, okay, he's out. Who's the next champion? Let's focus on this guy. And then once he gets beat, okay, let's throw him out the window. Who's next? That's how it is in boxing. So as much as they should bear in mind that, I'm still a world level contender. I'm still a world level fighter. In this game, they forget about you.
Have you set yourself a goal for this chapter of your career?
To get further than I got before. And even though I'm a lot older now than I once was when I started, I believe with the experience and the knowledge that I've got, and also at this new weight class, I believe I can get further than where I got to before. And so I want to be busy, I want to be active, and let's see how far I can go.
Is there any fights in the next 12 months that you're looking at and think, yeah, I want him?
To be honest, the WBC have got a new WBC Africa title. To got the new WBC Africa. I like to. I know I like to compete for that belt because I am African. I've got African blood in me. I've got an African passport and a British passport, so I see no reason why I can't I can't compete for the WBC African title and then get in the WBC rankings and then seeing what opportunities, are there after that.
Is that a big part of the reason why you have decided to take this first fight in Ghana?
No, because the time when this fight got offered to me, I didn't know anything about WBC Africa or nothing like that. I just said yes. This fight got made. It wasn't through Lee, it was through Napa. You know Napa.
Yep.
He met Junior. So I'm good friends with him. He's like my childhood friend. Like we lived in the same road, a long time ago. And we're just in Dubai, just having some shisha. And he said, "Oh, this opportunity came up in Ghana. Oh, do you want to fight on the show?" But I think he said it as a joke. And I was like, in Ghana, I was like, yeah, I'll take it. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then, I went home, I put on my running gear. I was in Dubai, I put on my running gear. I went running that same night. And then I messaged Lee, like, Lee, I spoke to Napa, this opportunity's there. Obviously, I get managed by Lee. So even though this fight got made through Napa, Lee's the one that put the stamp on it. So when I said to Lee, Lee, can I take this fight? Lee was like, listen, I'm gonna make the phone calls, I'll make the connections, and Lee got in contact with the people that run the show. Lee was like, listen, the fight's on. So yeah.
What version of OD are we going to get outside the ring? Are we going to get the nice peaceful version? We're going to get the old school
Version of OD
house
we're gonna
version?
get now is just the real me because a lot of my boxing career I've had to play a character because it's a character that sells. And but listen, in person, I'm not an arrogant person or nothing. Like you guys know me, you know me, personally. So everyone that knows me knows that I'm not arrogant. But a lot of the people that have seen my antics online, they think I'm an arrogant cunt, and I don't blame them for that. But this is why, at the start of my last fight, I mean, yeah, so in the build-up of my last fight, in the first conference I had. And I said to the media, listen, I said to Ben, I'm like, listen, you guys wanted me to come here and talk some shit to to get Adam and Zim a bit riled up. I'm like, nah, I ain't talking no shit to him. I'm talking some shit to you. And that's what I've done. And also I told the media that they were cunts because that's what I think of the media. And now I can just be me because as much as I'm me now, I'm always gonna be I'm I'm always gonna be OD. People always they will always put a camera in my face. Anytime that I've got a fight coming up, the fight's always gonna get attention because it's me. And I've had to build my character over the last few years, and now I don't need to play that role because everyone knows me. People said to me before my last fight that it's a must-win fight. If I don't win this fight, I'm never gonna fight again. I'm like, nah, I've lost my last two fights and I'm still fighting again. And even if I lost this fight, I would still fight again. And they will still want to come and do some more interviews and they'll still put a camera on my next fight because I'm OD. I'm OD and they will never take that away from me. I've built my name, I've built my character, I've built the person that I am, and they will never take that away from me.
What are your thoughts on the media now?
I think they still can't, to be honest. And, like they got some good ones like you. I feel like you, Kugan
Thank you,
Cassius.
mate.
They got Louis at Boxing Social. They got Kugan. Like a lot of you guys are good guys. James Holder was a very great guy. But a lot of the other media, like what's that channel? What they call the Boxing News? Is it Boxing News? I
Yeah.
think I've done an interview with them just now. I'm not too sure. But
You had
listen,
a go at them at the last press conference, didn't you?
because they're fuckers. They're fuckers. I said to them, listen, after AJ's last fight, when he fought Dana White, he went and got knocked out. And then on the front page of the Boxing News, they put a picture of AJ on the floor and Daniel Dubois over him like this. I'm like, the time that AJ is giving you, AJ is the savior of British boxing, and the time, the effort that AJ is giving you, Boxing News. And as soon as he goes and gets beat, you're gonna put a picture of him like that on the floor. I'm like, you guys are cunts, mate. You guys are absolute cunts. You guys are pricks. And they couldn't, it wasn't me, it was the other. I'm like, no, it was you. It was you. So the media are pricks, and they do whatever they can to get views. Whereas for other people like Kugan Cassius, this might be a detriment, even though IFL's gone far and done well. IFL could have been they could be even further if Pugh was a cunt because there's been some interviews on here that I've done and that other people have done that will get mega views. And Kugel's not posted purposely certain interviews because it's gonna make us look bad. And even though he looks out for the fighters, it's a detriment to his own business and to IFL. But at the same time, this is why we always give IFL our time. IFL will never come to me and I'll say I'm too busy, or I'll never say no. But at the same time, it's still been a detriment to his business because he cares about the fighters, and that's rare to see in boxing.
Yeah, I don't know if he can hear you. He's actually in the room, but
Yes, Coog.
he's just outside. But right, O'Hara, thank you very much for speaking to IFLTV. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we see you in the ring on June 13th?
Are you guys coming out to Ghana?
We are. One of us will definitely be out in Ghana.
Hell yes, let's do it. Listen, I want you to come out to Ghana. Listen, we're gonna go party. Listen, I'm in your country right now, Joe. Now you're coming out to my country. You're gonna see our culture.
I like it. Oh, one
You're
last
gonna-
thing, O'Hara. How's the fish?
Ah, the fish are good. I'm sticking at them now. I just bought a new one the other day.
Yeah, nice. O'Hara, thank you very much, mate, and we'll catch up with you in Ghana.
Thank you for having me.